Hi, this is Christelle Martinette, and I'm here. This is just a short video as an introduction to my new style, my new podcast. This is an introduction to my October readings, because many of you were of two minds asking me, well, we like to see the video because we like to see the cards. And those of you who wrote in saying that the podcast, you preferred the podcast, said, well, it really makes me listen more carefully. And I have to say, I too am of two minds, because I do like to show the cards. I really do. But I can't deny that I really have a strong sense of connection when I turn off the video and when I use my voice and just listen. So in this intro, well, first of all, let me show you this. I'm doing this because a colleague of mine, well, a friend of mine said, oh, that warlock, that marionette, it just is the creepiest thing, but it's harmless. It's a true marionette. And I just wanted to show it to you so you don't get freaked out by it. This was, it's a handmade marionette, and I got this at the airport. You know how you're waiting on to board, and right next into the corner there was a shop that had all handmade marionettes, and it was so cute. Look at that hat. Look at that hat. So cute, so cute. And so, I just brought it here to make you see with me, so just relax. Now, what I'm going to do in this video is that I'm going to show you the deck of cards that I'll be using. So when I call on you and ask you to, even though I do them in a pre-recorded way, I'm going to channel and listen to the energies that I get from each individual sign. So let me first tell you that I'll be using the runes. I'll be starting with the runes casting. And I'll be using these tiger eyes runes because you can see them. The etching is fairly clear, and for me to see, when I usually read, it's usually dark, and so I like to be able to see them. And I'll be using those first. You'll hear them in the podcast. Then I have three different decks to use. The first is the Voodoo Tarot deck that I've used before. You've known that. This is the 14th Major Arcana, we can call that. Thibonage, the 20th Major Arcana, the Ancestors, just to give you a few. 0, the World Egg, and so on. Then we have a Santeria 2 card, Olofi, just to give you a few of the cards, just to give you an idea, but you know these more than the other two decks. And the next deck is the Tarot of Muja, de la Muja, who is an artist. And just to give you an idea of what they look like, this is the 11th card. What could that be? Justice. You can see that, maybe the 11th Major Arcana, that's Justice. This is who do we have here? The Emperor. Oops, the Emperor. Here we have the Hermit. Lovely cards, lovely cards. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Let me put these away and show you another deck, which is the Tarot of Sexual Magic. And I've used this twice, 2 other times. This is the 9 of Cups. This is the version of the 9 of Cups. Whoa, the foot of my marionette has fallen. This is the High Priestess. High Priestess. This is the Magician. Let me see if I could get it better. Oh, the closer, the farther away I get it from the light, there it is, the better it is. And this is our Knight of Swords. Get a load of that, our Knight of Swords. There you are. Okay, so, but another reason why I wanted to give an introduction is that I wanted to thank a colleague, a fellow reader, for having sent me a person to work with. Thank you, Lou, Louisiana Lou. Why am I thanking her? The main reason is that it gave me the opportunity to fine-tune what I was doing. It was a particular case, and it made me able to speak about it and to give you, my experience with this person and to tell you how I work. So I thought it would clarify a lot of things. So in short, the person was looking for initially a black witch or a warlock, someone who could fight fire with fire in terms of black magic. Now, well, this is an expression in English, fight fire with fire, get the same intensity, because he felt that he was an object of black magic. Now, the person was looking for that, but then he came to me and I asked him to tell me what the story was about. And I was taking notes, and he told me that for decades he has been targeted with black magic. And I wanted, in some way, I invited him for a consultation, okay, to understand. And he prefaced the introduction of this whole story with a series of admonishments, of warnings, telling me that he had been to many other people before me, and none of them wanted to work with him because each one individually had suffered some kind of flash of negative energy towards them directly. One was threatened, her life was threatened, another fell ill with a serious illness for an extremely long time. And I let him talk. Like I said, I took notes, I asked my questions, and then I explained to him how I worked. Now, what I will explain to you is my form of white magic. Okay, we could call it white magic, but I just want to say that we can change the words around. It's all the same, just like any field, physics, linguistics. People have, and groups of people that work together have different ways of calling things, and in different countries they call the same phenomenon with another lexical item, all right? So, but what I want to say is that this is a form of white magic. It's a service that I provide and that I've listed on my website. First and foremost, I told him my diagnosis, that what he was experiencing was only one of many, far many other more serious blocks and restrictions that could be ailing him. And I started asking him a number of questions, but then I hit him with the fundamental question. What is your intention? What do you want to achieve by coming to me? And what he said was this: I want two things. One, I want to unmask the largest pedophile ring in the Northern Hemisphere. And two, I want to be able to receive adequate medical care, because in his country, in Ireland, he was negated that for several different reasons. Okay, I won't go into the political side to it now. And with that, having heard that, with those objectives, it put me in a position of being able to then do my magic, eliminating any negative influences on him, stopping him from achieving those goals. How? I was able to cut bonds, contracts, curses, and remove curses and vows, spells, anything, you name it, that were affecting him directly. The list is endless. Affecting him directly, and as a consequence, it would block the negative energy affecting him, and it would not target but contain those people, he listed names, first and last names, that were manipulating him throughout the decades. These people represent members of the clergy, solicitors, barristers, and politicians in that country. Now, one important thing is that there was no fear. I never, ever operate with fear. If I have to be fearful, I just say no. It's not a moment when I can work. The process was reversed, is reversed, because their initial energetic dealings and workings, or if we want to call it magic, were halted But we had, of course, this person who was in a wheelchair, who was dying, and ultimately was powerless, disempowered completely. And one thing then leads to another, and you get the press, you get someone to help you out, physicians to, okay, so it's a series of things that then change. Now, this is just to give you an idea of what how I work. Fundamental is not, and this is a suggestion for all other readers, all other energy workers, light workers, never work if you are fearful. And there's something that when someone comes to me, and I have seen a lot of different cases, okay? When I decide if I can work with you, and this is determined by a series of parameters linked to the nature of your soul, I never have to decide if I'm conditioned by fear or any other, or because it will create repercussions. So thank you for giving me this opportunity to say that. And thanks again, Lou. I appreciate that. Now off to the readings. Bye-bye.
Hello Capricorn, this is Christelle Martinette, and I'm here with my runes. You can hear the bag of runes, and I will be casting that first, and then ask you to concentrate on my tarot decks. Okay, it's funny, this casting, all of them turned upside down, so I have to turn them all around. 1 second. Ah, very, very nice. You're on the road. Oop, one off to the side I didn't get. Very, very nice, Capricorn. Very, very nice. What do I see? What do I see? What do I see? I see that you're really in a good place. There are ups and downs. I can't negate that on your road, and you do feel like there's a transformation underway. And the bottom line is you're going to be lovely in this transformation. It's a positive give and take here. It's an extreme change with regards. And I remember saying this to you in the reading for the second half of for the eclipse, actually. Yeah, for the eclipse, the second half of September. Here is even one step in that direction, even more. It's going to be a month where we'll see you kick up your heels, enjoying it very, very much. There's a lot of talk. You're going to interact with a lot of people. There's a lot, which is different from the months in the past where you've spent a lot of time more on your own and only given yourself, let's say, to the outside world when you were good and ready and when you really felt like talking to people. But you are becoming part of a network now, and I see it very clearly, and you feel that you need to do that. And once again, and I remember clearly that in the second half of September, I did say it's not a matter of earning money very quickly right now, but you are not in a position of dire straits. This is a general reading, of course. There may be those of you who are having extreme difficulty and you need to cut a lot of corners. Well, what I'm seeing here, though, is that you're going to take that time as either for study, either for learning new things. And you know, it's as if you're imbibing yourself, you're giving yourself a pep talk and saying to yourself, I don't care, I'm going to make it work. By hook or by crook, it's going to work and I'm going to be successful. This is the nature of your talk, yourself, your pep talks. But like I said, you are in a collective. You're part of a group. You're part of a sort of social network, and you don't see it right now as being something that you would like to be in. You know, you're not considering it that way. You're considering it as a job, as a something to do, so you don't have to be alone. I'll go to the park. I'll go bowling. I'll go do this. But in what I'm seeing here is that it is precisely that talk, that interaction, that social interaction that you have in all fields, in all domains, that's ultimately going to give you that protection you really need. And when I say protection here, I mean that self-confidence. That it's going to be a jump in your self-confidence. You're going to feel like you've made a big step, a giant step. You've taken a giant step, and it is indeed progress for you. Now there's also, I'm not sure if I remember very clearly about moving. Yes, that's right. I did talk to you and mention that you would be staying put where you were. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was Capricorn, this last reading, but I hear too, this is confirming that you're going to make it where you are. This is what you're planning. You want to make it big first where you are. And then you think, if I can make it here, I can do it anywhere. Because you're taking it on half of you, if I have to be really precise about it, half of you, not half of the public, but half of you yourself, is thinking that maybe this could be a stepping stone to a better job, a better place, another city where I have experience, more experience. Because it seems that what you're doing now is so happy. I mean, you're happy about these adventures, the things that are happening to you. You're quite pleased with yourself because you're giving it your all, you're applying yourself. But there's half of you that secretly thinks, well, this is just one step because I'm even going to go farther than that. I'm going to be far more successful than that. But then there's the other half of you that is so thankful that you're becoming part of your context, and it's something challenging to a certain degree. It's not rocket science that you're interested in, but it's a challenge because of the social context, for example, for the rules governing what you're doing, and you're accepting it for that. So you see, this is a theme that has come out in another reading, that you, on the one hand, are doing the job, you're doing your work, you're studying, you're taking courses, whatever it is, in the present moment, and you're there with your mind. You are doing the work now, and you are in the now. But there is that part of you that really is, it's not a dream either. I can't say that it's a dream. It's truly a conviction that you will be going places, Capricorn. Now I'm going to ask you to concentrate on these three decks: the New Orleans Tarot, the Sexual Magic Tarot, and the Mucha Tarot. I have the Mucha and the Sexual Magic together. Okay, let me shuffle the cards. Okay. Okay. Now, let me do the same for the Mucha Tarot and then read the emerging messages. Here too, there's fire. There's fire. There's a man of fire. This is a man of fire. This is an energy that is really motivating you in what you're doing. Let me spread the... Oh, one card is dying to come out, so I'm getting it out. Alright, that was the Hermit card. Alright, now How interesting. How interesting. Here too, there is the beginning of, I'd like to say extreme. You know, there is a moment when you come to the end of doing something, a very difficult job, where part of you doesn't want to finish because the job was so interesting, or because it was an experience, it was a positive experience, even though it was difficult. But then you know that the next step you take is going to be a beginning. That's where you are. And it seems that you're trying to freeze that moment because you want to sort of say, spread the experience that you had, but you don't dare. It seems that you would like to share that experience, but you keep it for yourself. You do keep it for yourself. And this is a bit of, well, you know, of course many of us are shy, but there's something that it's personal. You know, this is very, very, very personal. And there's this desire, either men or women of the Capricorn sign, where you both want to be courted. You want to have someone come to you and show them your love. This is very, very clear in this reading, in this sexual magic deck. You want to be the one that is receiving, or you want to be on the receiving end. You want to be carried away, you know, you want to fall in love endlessly, blindly, passionately. And passion there is an underlying passion, but you are stifling it. It seems as if you try to cover it. You're afraid of showing it to a certain extent. Now, what you do, and it's not covered, is there is, you know, it's very odd what I'm saying. It's odd because you're dreaming this not imaginative love, but a love, the way you want, and you really do want to be courted, both men and women. But in the moment when you are presented with an opportunity, you sort of put up a wall because, excuse me, sorry about that. You sort of put up a wall. I need to get something to drink. You sort of put up a wall, and that wall has only to do with the light side, not the shadow side of your character, of your nature, because you are one hell of a lover in bed. Now, excuse me for saying that very clearly, but this is what I'm seeing. And you take pride in that. But there's a part of you that just puts up a boundary. And I'm going to have to take another deck. I'll do that with my Sibila to see what that's about. And I'll do that right away. I'll do that right away because then there's this strength card, and it's almost as if you're strong alone. This is the strength comes in being alone. This is what I'm gathering. Let me take. Okay, all right. I have 3 cards. I have the Imeneo, the nuptial gift, the intimacy card, Vedova, the widower, and the fortune card. Now, Fortuna, you are happy being alone. What the boundary is all about, what that wall is all about, is to shield you against past pain. Because for a good number of you there, you were one step from a strong bond, from a marriage, you thought that you were with the one, and it didn't work out. Okay, this is what I'm saying for that. Now, over to the Muha Tarot. They're telling us that you want truth. You know, you do. You want truth. You want to be sung a song of truth. And unless you really you hear the sound of truth, that wall is not going to come down. And there's also there are a couple of other Wands cards here. Again, there's there's an underlying passion, very, very strong, pulsating passion here. And what you are very adamant about, you're very strong about the idea that you do not in any way want to feel any kind of burden ever, ever again in a relationship. Right next to that is the Two of Cups. And again, this was the hurt, the past hurt. I'm going to take, but then there's the Hermit here, and it's telling us, it's mirroring the card of strength in the magic, the sexual magic. And strength for you now is, in the emergence of the meaning, strength for you now is being alone, because there's a number of things that you feel you still have to work out for yourself, spiritually more than anything else. I'm going to take a 3 Sibillas over the Two of Cups and the 9 of Wands. Very interesting here. Really interesting here. You've got the Gran Consolazione, this grand consolation. Messaggero, the messenger, and Costanza, Lady Constance. And what you are... what you're waiting for, and you are in the midst of it. Look, there are a couple of levels here. There are 3 different levels. There are those of you, Capricorn, who are in cahoots. I don't want to say cahoots. I didn't want to say that, but it came out. Who are communicating with someone who is potentially a person that you could partner with. And you're going to ride it out until you are absolutely sure. Now that's one group of the Capricorn friends out there. There's another group, however, that are living off of borrowed time in terms of your memories when it was an excellent relationship, despite the difficulties that you had as a partner and companionship with them. And the third group, which is half and half, there are those of you who are thinking of the days that were and how it was with that person, with that special person. All in all, it seems that the month of October for you is going to be, and I'm going to be mixing the Sibilla cards again that I'll take on the Hermit. It's going to be a month for you where you need to work out things for yourself a little more, a little more. Let me take these 3. Yeah, lovely. I have the Leggerezza, the butterfly, lightness, and the sospiri, sighing, the boat. Is it coming in? Is it not coming in? Is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? And then the fedeltà, the dog, fidelity. Over the Hermit card here, this is telling me that you are trying the best you can. You know, you really are trying not to fall prey to nostalgia, the days that were, and keeping your mind in the present. It's a difficult job for you. That is the difficult task that you have in the month of October, because you're in a new context, at least in your mind's eye, and you want to make it work for yourself. Now, there's one thing interesting about this month for you, and it's a message that emerges with the Sibilla over a few of the cards. It's the fact that, Capricorn, you are struggling and fighting to be true to yourself no matter what. This is the way I am. Okay, I'm not perfect, but I will be myself to the very end, and I will be true to myself, come what may. And that is going to be your strength the month of October. Ladies and gentlemen, Capricorn friends, I do hope this message was of help to you. And I do want to ask you, if for those of you who do Twitter, who work with Twitter, who play with Twitter, follow me, follow me, because at least once a day I go live, and if you follow me, you'll be notified by a program called, I can't remember the name of the program. It's called, hang on, I'll tell you. It's right in front of me, the app here, Periscope, I'm sorry. My mind was in your reading. And Periscope will say, well, she's broadcasting live, you know, so if you have time, then you come, and what you'll see is me using my phone, and you'll see my crystals, and I'll be talking, and you can interact by chatting. You can write into the chat, I will see that, and you ask me questions and I'll answer them. And this I do on the fly because it's a very agile way of working that I enjoy. And I understand that it's something new and not many people work with Twitter, but it's so, I just can't resist. I mean, it's so lovely to do that because I find people who are subscribers. Some subscribers come and we chat, and I, they ask questions, I answer. And some are new people who just happen to be passing by. They see the psychic Christelle, just ask, and they come and ask. But try it if you have time. And until we read together again, namaste, ladies and gentlemen, Capricorn. Bye bye.